So
Yeah.
basically, you have picked the topic of the importance of movement for optimal health, and you're
Yeah.
saying that don't worry about what you eat as long as you move a lot. Is that what you just said?
Not quite. I said eat natural foods, eat well, and that goes along with the movement. Is if you move, if your goal in life is to move properly and be happy in the movement that you're doing, everything else will fall along this path. So you're going to eat properly because you want to move properly, so you're not going to overeat to
Oh,
get too full. If you go and do some proper physical movement, you get tired and you get physical, you get sore and all this physical fitness results. So what you eat transforms, is efficient. It turns into muscle if you don't eat too much junk food, and if you eat properly, you'll adapt. Basically, your body will want the good things if you move.
okay.
If your goal is
My
to move.
my fitness body combat instructor said it's okay to eat after body combat because then your body is gonna burn it right away because you just exercised for an hour. So now you can eat a lot and it's okay.
Yeah, of course it's okay. I mean,
Because
you are supposed to eat
you're
even.
hungry after you exercised for an hour.
Yeah, of course you should always eat around your. You should eat about 2 hours before you train, and you should eat within 2 hours after you train. You need this is the optimal time because your body needs the food to get to the training, and then it needs to recover from it. So that's
Also,
definitely
you
a window
two
that you
hours
need to be
before
efficient with your
and
food.
right after.
Yeah, within couple like an hour or two, there's no perfect rule, and but ideally, yes, um, within those windows of time is a good time
Yeah,
to eat.
a little bit before and a
Yeah,
little bit after. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. I mean, pretty much. I mean,
Something.
it's really logical, right? You're going to produce an effort, you want to be prepared for it, and then you want to recover from it. It's just
Oh, okay,
and an
okay.
effort and a movement. You're gonna, naturally we've been doing that basically, and it's the essence of humans, so it's just a logic that we just tend to forget as modern humans. Without the technology, we dehumanize ourselves a little bit,
So
and that's the
how many hours of movement do you do every day, whether it's walking or whether it is calisthenics?
the I mean, it depends, but at least an hour. I go like I'll train for, maybe if I don't have time, I'll train for 20 minutes, go on a walk for 10. I mean, I don't know. There's no rule, but yeah,
Oh,
I
you
try to
don't.
do it as much as
Oh, yeah,
possible.
yeah. So you do at least an
You
hour
know,
per day.
yeah. I try to be. Yeah, I move. Like I'll do, and if I don't have much time, I'll try to be very efficient within that window. So I'll move
Okay.
a lot within. You can do. Hit trainings. They're very efficient to move a lot and in a good way. And get the best out of your time, basically. So I
But
designed a lot of programs
but
like this.
as
My
a
programs
coach,
are actually like that.
Nicolas, as a coach, you are
Mhm.
required to move more than other people because you are coaching other people.
Yeah, I mean, I do move more than most people probably, but yeah, and sometimes I'll do it for 3 hours. So on the weekends when I have more time, I'll do it for I don't count
For
hours
more
really.
time.
That's the thing when it becomes a lifestyle. And again, I don't do it in the gym. It's a lifestyle because I can do it everywhere.
At
You
the
can do
beach.
it in the forest. You can do it on the beach. You can do it literally everywhere that's enjoyable to be. So you don't have to restrain yourself to that single hour. Um, and then you don't want to get rid of that. It's a pleasure to perform that. It's just like people that do yoga and usually understand that as well. It's not a burden to do yoga. It's actually a pleasure because you get, you're opening everything. You feel good afterwards. So if you have to do it for an hour and 30 minutes, that's it's not a problem because you know
Do
what
you
to do.
like the Nike tagline? Just do it.
Yeah, I mean it's basically what I tell people literally all the time. It's just that, it's it's
It's a good
literally,
tagline.
it, of course it is. I mean, they're a multi-billion a company that has paid a lot of money to keep that tagline, and they've banked up on it for a long, probably 25 plus years. So I'd
Yeah.
like to know
Because
which agency found out it,
people
because
procrastinate exercising, so they say, just do it, right?
Yeah, of course. It's a good tagline. So they've been using this for quite a lot now. So it does definitely work. And it's very what it is. It's the essence of it because really people have been doing it since our ancestral times. So we talked about millions of years. The reason we have a nervous system is to move. But back in the days, Greek people, like Greek warriors, used calisthenics, and everybody has been using movements since the ancient times, and that's the way humans have evolved. So
So, so,
running is calisthenics, so
so,
running is what we should be
so
doing.
people procrastinate going to the gym or avoid it because it's not fun.
Yeah, and that comes into what is motivation and what is how it works and how you build cycles of progress like that. It's just most of people that can't that procrastinate too much are people that lack proper goals. They don't know why they do things. They just get discouraged about doing things. They're not self-conscious about uh, why they do the things,
So
and that's why.
they gotta have a why.
Yeah, of course, they have to have a why, and that's why I offer the solution of thinking of movement. That's personally what actually got me to the next level. What really pulled my design my journey in a way because I wanted to achieve certain movements that were appealing to me and efficient and very basically that would benefit yourself when you do them. So, for example, doing a muscle up. I don't know if you knew what the muscle up is, but I was in the gym, and then after I started bodyweight training, I saw people that were doing pull-ups and then going over the bar. So you
Oh,
pull yourself up and then you dip. So you're
okay.
all it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so it's an amazing strength feature. Really, it's
Yeah.
really hard to achieve. Most people that go to in a gym can't do those, and I really wanted to be able to achieve that.
Yeah. We
So
do
I
that
had
with
to train
strength training.
with what?
Strength training, we go down and then we go up. We go
Yeah,
up
but
and then we
it's
go down. Yes.
yeah, the going over a bar. So you're a
Yeah.
pull-up
Yeah.
bar that's
Yeah.
really high, and then you pull to your chest, and then you go over the bar as if you're climbing over it. And it's a part feature, and there's others like that, uh, many others actually, and that's a way that got me uh, to improve. That's
Okay.
really the movement aspect of things. It was the driver, not how big you are, not how muscle you. I mean, not the look as not the aspect, physical looks, not the weight. None of that were appealing to me. Just the movement. That, like how good am I at doing these? And yoga was also and is still a challenge. I discovered yoga throughout my journey as well. I mean,
Do you
I
play
did now things
music?
that I were
Do you
that I
play
found
music,
impossible before.
Nicolas? Do you play music while you do
Yeah,
calisthenics?
yeah. I play. Yeah. I mean, do you mean do I play music myself or do we play
No, I
music
mean,
during the sessions?
during the session, you have an out
Uh,
boombox playing music, or
uh,
He wants
yeah.
to know if you can play the violin.
no, no. If you're outdoors, you bring something with the microphone.
No, I mean I don't yell during the classes. It's just it's not a follow along class again. This is a coaching
So,
session really. So
so if they want to listen to
people,
music, they bring it themselves.
no, yeah. I mean, there's like, but I don't do classes anymore. So it's not that's not what I do anymore. But when I used to do them, there was some music, but it's not like super hardcore music. And with the lasers and
Do
everything.
you know that they
It's
just banned outdoor exercise in San Francisco because they say even
really.
though it's outdoors, you can catch COVID. Is that silly?
Oh my
But
God,
yeah, yeah,
that's too bad because there's so many
Well,
great outdoor classes.
yeah, but it's group and people bump into each other.
yeah. But you know what? You don't need to go in a group. You can go to the beach. You can go to the park on your own. That's what I do. It's completely fine, and it's actually
It's,
better. You don't need a class. You can learn. I promise you.
you,
It's like
in San Francisco, these bars, they're like one on top of another. But then if you have socially distanced, you can't have an outdoor gym or an outdoor yoga class. I mean, it's like killing the fitness industry. It's just, why are they restricting that? It's
They're
beyond me.
restricting it because during group exercise outdoors, people get together and they talk, and often during exercise, they take off the mask.
Well, if you go to the restaurants and the bars,
Yeah, but it's closed as
it's-
well. No, it's closed here. Everything.
but she just said San Francisco, they made it, you're not allowed to teach outdoor fitness. But
Right,
there's
because they notice people are catching COVID with outdoor fitness.
there's just not a universal principle going on. So it's just, it doesn't make sense.
It's complicated, but yeah, it's
But
and that's
so,
another topic. But yeah, you can go.
Yeah,
move.
that's another
the thing.
topic.
So no, but actually it's not. It's the same, because your health depends on your movement. You don't need and really that's the key element here. Movement is free. You can just learn and do it. It's really like you need nobody to. You don't need a class. You don't need to pay for it.
You don't need a class, but people are gathering for the social aspect. I mean, it's also
Yeah, I know,
it's
but
a
it's,
need to be
I know,
social.
and we need, and I myself as well have to change my habits. And if you focus on being healthy and moving well, then the rest will follow. Like really, it's like you'll be more, the hormone levels, the serotonin levels, they all get balanced. You're just fulfilled because you've moved.
yeah.
It's really the consequence of proper movement is the proper feelings that you feel accomplished. So, and I understand. Of course, social distancing, all this stuff really is not fun, but moving is so easy to do. I mean, once you decided to do it, then you can just learn how to do it properly.
So you
And
go.
Yeah,
then
I
do it.
agree with you. I agree with you, Nicolas. It's like, for me, I work out not only for the physical, but for the spiritual and the psychological, because it shifts my mood. So, it does bring well-being. Movement heals not only the injuries I mentioned earlier, but if you're depressed, if you're angry at someone, if you're, upset with your boyfriend, like, people like to do, like, I don't know what that's called, or whether it's dancing or like people, it lets off steam and it makes you feel good.
Mhm. Absolutely. It's the solution, because again, it's where we're from. That's literally like once you understand the origin, you just get it. It's like it makes just complete sense. So, and it's like, it might be less fun in the beginning because it's less motivating, but then once you achieve overcoming that problem, then you're satisfied because you see that you can actually achieve great things. So it's a time to learn things. I've learned a lot of things through COVID. I've had a lot of time to take master classes, and I'm a pianist, by the way. So that's why I was fun. I thought the question was funny, because I do play music as well, which is completely related with movement. By the way, it's another way for me to move. But I have a need for moving, really to play this. It's like if I'm restricted with this, it's the problem, because I've done that since I was 2 years old. So it's the most of
So,
my life. So it's really
so,
It's
really important.
beautiful.
so you went, even though you play since you're 2 years old, you went into fitness rather than playing music for profession.
Yeah, I wanted to be a musician when I was younger, but it's I mean, it's not basically I understood that I needed actual job,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's I understand. I studied the music industry. I'm an economics major. I kind of wanted to work in that field, but I understood that wasn't I'm not
Okay.
basically well, I'm talking about the bullshit in the fitness industry, but trust me, there's a lot more in that industry there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Hollywood and the music industry, definitely not for me. Way
What
too
kind
much,
of piano do you play? Are you classically trained? Or you like blues? What do you like to play?
I'm a jazz pianist. Basically, I'm not really.
Yes.
I mean, I'm trained, not really classically, but I'm trained, and I've been playing jazz basically. I mean, everything jazz.
Okay. Okay. So, do you have a little piano at home?
Yeah, of
You
course,
do?
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
This is
music,
part of the movement. It's absolutely related.
oh, that's good. You can compose music for exercise then. uh,
yeah, yeah. I've
it's
done.
an idea. That's just your hair is
I did
different this
some of
week.
that.
It looks like you did a different hairdo.
I mean, yeah, I cut my. I mean, I forget last time we talked, but yeah, I did shave my head. So in the meantime.
Oh, you did cut your hair. Okay.
Yeah, I should.
It looks
Yeah,
shiny. You're using a
COVID
great
solution.
shampoo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
probably
can
the.
do
You're right.
you can do a little plug for the shampoo today. What's the name of the shampoo?
I have no idea.
You're hilarious, Mom.
Yeah. All right. But you look
I'm not
healthy.
sure I
A
can
beta.
explain this.
I
Yeah.
use a beta.
Yeah. So you both look healthy and happy, probably because you do a lot of movements.
But yeah, it's essential. Again, if people get that, then they'll understand the rest. It's really the foundation thing. It's the foundational understanding of how it works. And there's many ways of doing it. So we named a few. But and again, I preach for my own church. But this is calisthenics is literally the best way you can use to do that. And I'm not,
But
I
you
didn't
do
start calisthenics because that was
at
the reason.
church, you do 10 minutes of movement for your friends.
Say what?
Did you say you teach at your church?
No, I say I was praying for my own church. I mean, that's how je prêche pour ma
Oh, you
paroisse.
play with your own
Uh,
church. Okay.
no, I preach. It's an expression that I'm using. I'm trying to explain. Anyways, point is,
He's promoting his like what he does. Like if I were a swimmer,
Oh,
I'd be talking about how
Oh,
the benefits of being in water. It's not putting pressure on the joints, but because he's not a swimmer.
yeah. So
Okay.
I'm basically people should do calisthenics in a form or another and be good at it. That's the foundation of
So,
everything.
so
So
And
can I be?
and-
I didn't know the definition of calisthenics. I just
Yeah.
googled it, so I'm going to read it for those watching that may not know. So I think, and then you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's gymnastic exercises to achieve bodily fitness and grace of movement. Is that right?
in a way, yeah, it comes from a Greek word that means beautiful strength. So
Beautiful. Right.
and a dancer does calisthenics. It's moving your movement. It's moving your body. Sorry, in a way that's beautifully executed. That means perfect movement, basically. So in calisthenics, we
Perfect
focus.
movement.
Yeah, in calisthenics, we focus on the form. That's why it's so important. We make every basic movement very important. And once you achieve basic movement, like a pull-up, for example, most people cannot do a pull-up. Even people that think they can, really they cannot. It's like the same for a push-up, for a squat, for basic movement, they cannot achieve it properly. And they train like this for decades and they get zero results. So in calisthenics, we break it down. We come, and there's a lot of range of things you can do after you've achieved those basics. There's hundreds of movements. There's freestyle stuff. There's creative things that you can implement in there. It's like urban gymnastics. So it's really infinite, the
so
possibilities
your
are
website
limitless.
is calisthenics.com.
Onlinecalisthenics.com.
Oh, onlinecalisthenics.com. Okay, with
Yeah,
the Y
and
somewhere.
yeah,
The Y is the second
the
Ly,
what?
right? CALY.
No, there's no Y. It's only I's.
They all I?
Calisthenics.
Oh,
Yeah,
CALIS.
Calisthenic is spelled CALISTHENICS.
Oh, okay,
Right.
there's no Y. Okay.
There's no
That's
Y.
a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. I love that what you said, like perfect movement, and then you said I think you said is the form. What do you say about the form? The form dictates the movement.
Yeah, it's how
Yeah,
it
I
should be
mean,
performed. It's literally because people are not humble enough. So I've had so many people that think that they can do 10 pull-ups. They really cannot. They can do maybe one or two. That's it.
Yeah.
They've just been doing it wrong with their whole life.
Yeah, I mean, it's muscle memory, and it's not, they say practice makes perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
And I was in I'm a juggler as well, choreographer that blends object manipulation. I'm in this online juggling festival class. I think it was this morning. And the teacher is really going over like basics of how to hold the club and this and all the basics. And he said, a lot of great jugglers, years of experience, you do. And I did the same thing with my neck, doing 4 clubs. You can build a bad muscle pattern or bad habit. So you get good habits or bad habits. Both of them get ingrained. And so the more you do something like, I know what you mean, bad push-ups, that's just bad form. And then
Yeah,
I
no,
just wanted
and
to speak of real quickly, the form is in the movement, because I mentioned I'm a choreographer, and you know, it's like the movement or the form, the shape, the way the body is tells you like so much about what you're trying to say. So when you're doing, you know, the form is important. It's kind of like it literally is what is creating the feeling.
yeah, so yeah, that's why it's basically we are a piece of fascia. Basically, the body is just fascia. So it's really, and inside there's bones, which form, that form the skeleton. But basically, bad patterns over time, not only bad exercises, but bad life habits, all bad postures that we talked about before, they all form your body just like a plant. Let it grow just weirdly like this on the side. If you don't put a pole that adjusts it, it will grow badly. It will just still grow, but badly. And the body is exactly the same. So people that do push-ups like this forever literally build shoulder impingement chronically forever. They'll never be able to use it. Their body has just become that. So they'll never be able to do a proper push-up. So what they need to do is unlearn everything they don't know basically. So unlearn all of that and then start again doing it right. And you got to build back up the fascia. Not only you have to break all the scar tissue that you've been forming, but you have to rebuild new neural connections that actually fire the proper areas in your body. So there's a lot of misfired places in the body that people never access really if you don't show them how. And that's exactly
Yeah,
that's what I do. That's exact like the
yeah,
push-up. I've been
yeah,
teaching
yeah.
people, hundreds of people how to do the push-up.
Push-up is harder for
And
women because they have a big butt. So, but for men, they have a big shoulder to push up.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not a shoulder movement at all. The push-up doesn't come from the shoulders. So
No,
no,
comes from the arms.
it comes from the body. It's the body, the whole body. So
Oh,
yes, it's a little harder. The thing is, again, there's reasons for this. Women have a little more fat in the chest area because it's a physiology thing, and so they're usually weaker in the upper body, but they have stronger legs usually proportionally than guys. So they're stronger. They have a stronger a lower body. So usually that's why girls go into a comfort zone. They work out their legs and glutes, and then guys go upper body and they work out their pecs and back, and they try to get abs. And
yeah,
basically, they need to do both of them need to do both, and that's the
yeah,
solution. That's why movement like push-up is hard. It's your full body, and people usually lack a lot of those components that they need to build up to be able to move properly. You know,
you know
yeah.
what?
So,
Go ahead, Jenny. Go ahead.
well, I wanted to talk about push-ups. So I started movement in college. I started dancing. So I really fell in love with movement and finding a connection with my body late in life. And I was a lot thinner and I really felt weak and I couldn't do a push-up. And so I went to the office hours. I went to school at UC Berkeley and I talked to talk about an older woman that moves great, like part of the Graham Dance Company, Marnie Wood. Like, I think she's like in her 90s and she's just fabulous. But she ignited the idea that I could do it and I was strong. And so I always tell this to people because people have like a no mentality a lot of times. Like, oh, I'm so tight, I can't touch my toes. So she just taught me that I could start against a wall and just exactly. Said, just do that. And I could do that. And then I could do it on my knees. And I ended up doing aerial work, doing real pull-ups. And I was always told you're so strong, but I needed someone to believe in me. And I also want to mention just real quickly, you talked about, you can have a bad habit and then it takes so long to undo. I really encourage people not only to take the group classes, but to get a trainer one-on-one every once in a while, like whether it's juggling, dance, or weight, because what a trainer does and what I do with private gyrotonic, for example, we have eyes. And even me, I need someone to look at me. Because if you don't know that you're doing something, maybe in a video or a photo, but like, oh, I'm micro bending my knee when I shouldn't in El Rondejam. I had a private with a friend of mine. So I was having that bad habit for years. So I need it now. I think about elongating and reaching through. So I think it's a really good investment, even if you don't think like, oh, that's too expensive, but they give you so many great pointers that you can then take to your classes. And then you're not building that bad habit. So you're actually, you're saving money.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, trust me, I mean, that's the concept that I like. People have literally changed everything. I'm not to brag really, but it's really working. It's actually, I do it right now. I mean, I used to do it private, in a studio. Now I do it online. Um, People send me their videos. There's all the whole program because yes, it's all broken down to if you can't do a push up like this, then you do it like this. And once you'll be able to achieve that, then you can move on to the next level. And every movement is broken down like this with progressions that you need to achieve and repeat over weeks. And then you get stronger, and then you can get up to the next level. It's like a video game. You validate a step, and then you move on to the next one. And there's hundreds of movements like that in the program, and you can build up like this over time. And then yes, you need the feedback from somebody. It's for sure the people send me their videos. I have online, I have a personal coaching membership on my program that people sign up to, and then we do that once a week. We break down everything. They get feedback on
By the way,
all the why they did
Nicolas,
that.
Nicolas, with your
Yeah,
membership, you get 1 hour one-on-one with you.
yeah, every week. Every week you get the personal membership. You get 1 hour every week, and you get the full thing. Basically, there's 1 year of training at least on the platform. There's hundreds of video, hundreds of workouts. There's really a lot. If you're a beginner, it will take you more than a year. It will take you way more than a year to achieve it, all of it.
Okay,
And then
so
you get
with
one
your
hour.
membership, the basic membership, you give everybody who's on Zoom 1 hour a week.
The basic membership, that's not personal coaching because a lot of people don't see the value of that. Like Jennifer was talking about, uh, it's uh, it's um,
Okay, so
people don't see
basic
the value,
membership
so
that
not
you
everybody
just,
signs up for this one.
okay, so basic membership that just access the videos, correct?
And all the ebooks, there's tons of ebooks,
Oh,
tons
there's
of
also,
I mean, everything that I talk about, everything that we've ever talked about, you and I, if
yeah,
people have watched the previous videos, if
yeah.
they watch my YouTube channel, it's all in the ebooks and the videos that have in
So your
detail.
YouTube
Basically, I go in
channel
depth into the
is
topic. I
on.
can post it online because it's not big enough so that I don't have my proper URL,
Okay,
my own URL now. But we can share with the with your
whoever.
audience in
Okay,
the future. Yeah,
all right.
I'll give you the
So
link.
for the moment, it's
But yeah,
onlinecalisthenics.com, and Jenny is ngpearlproductions.org.
Oh, yeah, that's my theater company. I'm teaching online 5 classes a week. The best way to reach me is through Instagram, Juggling Woman, and then I'll post flyers or updates because my schedule can change. Like I know we've interviewed each other a few times and then it'll be like 3 years old and all the information. Maybe I'm teaching, I'm not, it's a different schedule. But I really like the group class dynamic right now online due to COVID. I'm teaching gyrokinesis, which is a wonderful modality. So it used to be called yoga for dancers. That was the original work, and it was mostly done for dancers. Julia was a dancer and working with a lot of people from New York. And it was mostly done all on the floor and standing. Now, they then changed the name. Gyro means circular, tonic is to invigorate. So through these very circular motions, gyrotonic's very fluid, very tai chi, dancery. You find invigoration. Now, this work now, because a lot of people can't sit on the floor comfortably, and as you know, Mom, you've done the class, we start often on a chair or a stool, and we do very gentle motions so that it's accessible for everyone. So I have clients who are maybe obese, maybe they don't have the best diet yet, or they're injured. It's great for injury. I got into gyrotonic with a foot injury. So even if you can't dance, you can still fully move your body.
Okay.
There's
So I
always
teach
something
that.
you can do.
Pardon?
There's always something you can do. Always.
Yeah, and swimming. I mean, Julia was also a
Yeah.
swimmer. So being a lot of it's like as if you're swimming. A lot of the motions are like swimming. So you see that in the work. And on the machines, there's, straps and weights and resistance and opposition. but the stool work is more accessible. So now it's gone there. And then I'm also teaching the 8 limbs of yoga. So we were talking about yoga a little bit. So most people in the West mostly do one of the limbs, which is asana, the physical practice. But there's a lot more to it. So that's really interesting. And it's a self-study, not self-study, we do literature and we talk about the themes. So it's interactive. And even if you've been doing yoga a while, I feel like this is, it's really good to study this, because we don't give the 8 limbs the attention that it needs.
Okay, Jenny, thank you so much. I think I'm going to wrap it up. So what I'll do, because we went over time, I'll post the French separately from the English, so it doesn't make a long one. So 20 minutes of French, then I'll post the 30 minutes of English. So thank you both for your participation, and it has been a pleasure to see you again, Nicolas. And
my pleasure.
again, maybe in 2 weeks, as soon as you send me the time and the topic. Thank you so much.
Can I add one kind of just, I didn't say anything earlier, but I just want to say, because this is my truth, I think that it's not necessarily true that it's better to work out in the afternoon and evening. You know, in the morning is more fiery time, actually, in terms of hormones, and like I've worked a lot with children in school. So it's best for, I think, like, you know, it depends on the person. If you wake up at 5 a.m., maybe 7 a.m. you're up, but you know, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, the morning is for me.
In people's schedule, it's unrealistic to ask them, you know, if I ask them to work out hardcore at 9 a.m., most of them are either working, you know, or
at work.
So yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, yeah, it can vary, but you know,
Well,
go ahead.
said,
Sorry, I didn't want to cut
you.
You
said 2 or 4 in the afternoon, so I that sounds the same to me.
No, 2
but
to 6 p.m. You know, like it's like after work. You know, people that you know, basically you get out at 5, you work out at like 5:30, 6 p.m. You know, that's like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of,
like,
you know, as you know, a lot of clients like the 7 a.m. slot because it's before work. Some people, you know, they get tired. But what I was just going to say is the evening is more the time when you want to get ready for sleep so that you don't have insomnia. So unless you're doing like stretching or yin yoga or things to wind down, more lunar fitness, you know, I think the fiery exercise, I don't do it in the evening. And I think that activates the mind.
Yeah, we agree. We agree. Thank you so much.
It's really up to everybody, you know. In the end, there's you know, but again, so there's a time for everything. So in the morning you can do certain things. In the afternoon, you know, it's different. But
okay, thank you.
Whatever people can do, it's a good approach, you know.
Okay, thank you so much,
keep
Nicolas. Thank you for your feedback, Jenny, and have a great week. Thank you both.
And thank you for inviting me.